Welcome everybody to another day of UK University Valorant. I am Joe or McFlugglemuffin, and I'm joined today with Hanno.
Hello,
Bye,
hello,
Hanno.
hello.
So today we're just running some University 10-mans. We're just waiting for the teams to all join. But you, Hanno, can see the player list. What are you thinking of, well, the players we see so far?
Well, so we're doing game one, right?
I believe so.
Well, we've got Wretch, quite a strong player. I haven't actually played with many of the other players, although I think you said Foss is quite the strong player himself.
Mm.
I don't know. It looks like a nice game. Do we know the map yet? Because I would like to know.
I unfortunately I don't think we do. I mean, I've seen quite a lot of these players in action. I think, in fact, only two of them I haven't, and as far as I know, all of them should provide us with quite a good match.
Who are the unknown quantities that you don't know?
I do not believe I've seen Tom playing before, and I do not believe I've seen Curtis playing, but I'm not sure what their IGNs are. All of the other players, though, Plebs, Rags, Potato Warlord, Atomical, all of these people I've seen, and they all seem to be quite strong players. So I think it will be a very interesting match to watch, if nothing else.
Should certainly be. Yeah, and then after this game, we're all doing game two, right, with another set of interesting players that we know.
I think
Or
it
potentially
might be game three.
Game three.
We'll wait and see.
We'll see. We'll see after the.
Yeah. But sort of, I mean, Valorant's been out for a couple weeks now, maybe a month.
Weeks. Yep.
So what are your kind of thoughts early on about sort of the meta and how it's sort of shaping up?
Well, one of the most interesting thing has been the first response to some of the champions, or the agents. Like when we were shown all the agents, obviously we didn't get to see Raze, and I think the meta, everyone was straight away like, "Oh my gosh, this champion is just insane," and Sage is overpowered and stuff. And they've toned down both of those agents a little bit, but I feel like everyone's adapted a lot better to every individual agent. And one of the nicer things to see is obviously these really well placed Sova arrows that you keep seeing on sort of the pro level Sova arrows that are almost impossible to shoot. The meta around that's been developed. We're seeing game three first instead of game one because they're here. So I know Mathis, he's a really sick player on that team. But I don't think I'm very familiar with anyone else. Warpig, I think I've played with him a couple of times. He's from my university, but I don't know about anyone else. They're all unknown quantities to me. How about you?
I've seen. I mean, obviously, I've cast a few times in a row over the last few days. So I've seen Chef Curry Games. He's quite a strong player. I've seen Siphon as well. And in fact, two of the players in match three I actually know personally, R6 and Instinct as well, or Instinct as he might be in game. And they can be quite strong. I know R6 likes to play Cypher. Quite
strong Cypher player is always good.
And I know, especially on Haven, if you see him playing defense on Haven, he will be. I mean, even if he's on attack first, he'll be taking that Cypher and holding down C all by himself.
Always nice to have on a team like that.
Yeah, and I suppose like the strong thing about Cypher is he does have the ability to do that.
Yeah.
Not so much because his abilities are like Raze's where he can kill the people pushing onto site. But with the camera and the tripwire, he can sort of gain that earlier information and slow them down.
It's the map control that the abilities give him. But if he can't afford his abilities, he's not a particularly strong character. So if you get their economy damaged, getting all those tripwires and cameras out is can be difficult. But even with just one camera and his tripwires, he can lock down a whole of some sites, especially the sites with only one main entry.
Yes, it's why, I don't know if you'd agree, but whenever I'm sort of trying to go for an eco round or something in this game, I prioritize always buying my abilities. No matter how much money I have, I've always got enough for them, and they're just so useful that going without them isn't really an option.
Well, one of the biggest things is that it carries over to the next round. I think, has this the game already started?
This is first round by phase of, in fact, it is game three, so we do see on Bind, I believe. Yes, we are on Bind.
Okay. We've got some nice team comps here. Sages, Brimstones on both sides, two Phoenixes. Yeah. Well, Maths' team has Cypher.
As I said, R6 is
on the
playing.
Cypher.
I'm pretty sure I don't think I've seen him play anyone else, even in all of our just random
A one-trick
games
pony
together.
then.
Well, I
One-trick
mean, if
pony.
it works, doesn't it?
Got quite a heavy B push looking out here coming into this round.
No one
3 on A.
No one on a hooker to defend it, so the attackers are going to get quite a strong foothold into the site, but it depends on if they're going to get the entry frags or the defenders will pick them off early on.
We've got Phoenix tucked into cubby there. Will they spot him from window?
We also see Brimstone going for a rotate. I think they've figured out it's not an A push, so they're going to rotate as the attackers push onto site. Some exchanging of shots. As Crayons peeks out, gets the kill on Warkick, but does get retraded as Siphon takes him down, and Brinkboss gets the refrag. Takes down a second.
Brinkboss with a brilliant hold there, taking out multiple members of the team.
Only one attacker left, as he does find the kill on Instinct, but Zeta gets the refrag and wins the first round for the defenders with 3 of them left alive.
That was a brilliant rotate from the CT side there, getting 2 players out over to B site almost instantly once they heard a bit of noise on the B site. Just leaving Sage alone there on A. But that's a good first round for the defenders. Only losing, I think, 1 player in that round.
It was.
Nice.
I think it was 2. So
maybe
they're gonna keep some of their utility, but I mean, when it's the pistol round, it's not like you're gonna have all of it anyway, is it?
It's to use most of your abilities up to give you that little advantage in that relatively even first round.
And we see the attackers going for a very heavy mid push on B here, and they are going to run into the breach in hookah. Just who peaks first here?
Smoke's down.
Yeah, Brimstone can be quite a strong agent here, but it's a very, very aggressive push onto B there with 4.
As Instinct takes down Mathis, Molotov going through that, getting a kill through the teleporter. Very good as he takes down a second and gets the frag on Siphon. Pushes out, gets a 3rd on Shadow. Great play from Brinkboss there to teleport through at the perfect moment as R6 is left alone, but gets taken down by Zeta as he tries to go for the rotate and push onto A site. Flawless victory from the defenders there.
I really think that teleport play should have been punished a lot more strongly by the attackers. They didn't seem prepared for it at all, especially with that Sage slow. It was just, he just took them out one by one. They didn't really trade at all.
Something that I find interesting is the fact that you can in fact fire abilities through the teleporter.
Oh, that's a really, really strong mechanic.
I think it's just interesting to see people put sort of the bomb bot on from Rays and the Molotovs and all that sort of stuff, and even the walls go through the teleporter, I believe. Which is
well, the probably the best thing was those Rays grenades. When you can, if you stand far enough back and you throw it, it explodes. It's an insta kill.
We see the attackers trying to push through short here onto A, but R6 can't make much of a headway as a Molotov comes in to try and push him back. Brinkboss trying to go for the wallbang. Won't quite find the kill yet as he does take some damage through the smoke. And the attackers are rotating around to go to Showers as Chef Curry finds the kill on Mathis and Crayons finds one on Shadow. 2 attackers down here.
The attackers are getting shut down quite quickly. 2 players already. Phoenix has pushed through behind on B. They're very well aware of exactly where these attackers are. This should be a very easy round for the defenders here.
Warpig does get the entry frag and R6 gets another. So they are down to 3v3, but Instinct wins back that advantage, taking down Warpig. 2 left in Showers here. So they are going to get smoked off.
Phoenix is going to be right behind them. They're pincered, but they take out Phoenix.
Yeah, Siphon.
2 versus 2.
Siphon manages to turn around inside as the attackers seem like they're going to go for a full rotate onto B, or possibly push through short. I don't know what the correct play is or what they're thinking.
Well, they're making it quiet no matter what they are doing. And now here we go.
Yeah, they have
both teams rotating here.
I think if I was the attackers, I would have just gone through short to really throw a spanner in the works.
Yes.
We see R6. R6 gets found instantly by Instinct.
Taking down through the smoke.
Window. Just 8 seconds left. Siphon tries to go for a sneaky knife through window, but Instinct sees him and gets his 3rd kill of the round.
Defenders with a 3rd round. That's a really strong start from them. Yeah, the attackers not going to have a great buy hit. Great buy here, so could be looking at a 4th for them. Ultimates are looking pretty close on Instinct and Brink. We've got one on Siphon already. That could be really, really strong on the attackers if they can root out the defenders at the back of B site. Mathis is getting close as well. There could be some real big impact plays here if the attackers can get a couple frags, maybe secure that B long orb straight away at the start of the round.
And we see Mathis trying to go for a boombot here, and an aggressive peek with it, as so many people do, as R6 pushes into Hooker and into window. Will find the player trying to hold a cheeky angle on them and get the frag. His Instinct is left alone on site. He gets hit quite heavily there, can't quite find a kill, and does have to retreat back. Spike goes down on B. Siphon finds the flanking defender. Great kill there.
Instinct stuck in the back of this site here.
But he does take down one, and so does Chef, so it's 3-on-3 again. The attackers still have control of the site, and as Instinct goes through an ability there, Shadow just peeks around the corner and gets him.
Zeta's trapped off on B long there. She has a difficult way of getting into this site, very far away from the Sova. It's going to be a very difficult retake.
Chef Curry goes for Shadow because he knows where she is and does get the frag, but they can't find the last two attackers. Ooh. Zephyrus just sees him, but can't quite complete the frag as Chef looks like he just wants to go for some exits, but the bomb is going to explode, giving the attackers their first round of this match.
That's a very good round of the attackers there. If you saw they were very ready for that teleporter play, and that push behind them up B mid. They had a guy sitting in Hooker watching it the moment they pushed out on site, and really fast aggression. They're teeing out one really early in the round. They didn't manage to pick up that breach very quickly. He fell off site and gave them it, but the retake just didn't come in. So that if we see more of those, we can have quite a one-sided map.
And it does seem like
not a great buy there either.
Yeah, no, it does seem like they've sort of got some ideas about how they might break through the defenders. I think this game does give a lot to the defenders early on.
Yeah, I mean the utility usage is Mathis takes down one.
Yeah, a great headshot there to get him as soon as he peeks shouts, but they're not going to continue, I don't think. But they will send a boombot in to try and see if anyone's there.
The attacker's making a quick rotate over to B here, and all of the defenders are on A. This could be a free site for them. Brimstone's close to the teleporter, but that's not going to be enough.
Very good rotate from them there to cut everyone off. Mathis is going to find the Brimstone, but won't find the frag on him.
Phoenix is rotating through CT, but I don't think he's going to get there in time. Cypher's going to be on site planting. This should be a very easy attack around here.
Brink Boss does find Mathis eventually, but as you say, Phoenix isn't quite there on time to stop the plant and can't make his way onto site as two defenders teleport. There are two attackers in Hooker waiting for them, and R6 takes down both of them with two amazing frags there. I think this is another round for the attackers. We'll see how the retake goes.
They've got some very strong after plant positions here. One in Hookah, one on long, two on site. This should not be an easy retake for Instinct here.
Do see the camera. R6 takes down a third, but does get refragged immediately by a great headshot there by Instinct. And another one on Warpig.
Instinct's going to have to give this up. He doesn't have time to defuse and take out both players on site.
Oh, and he gets taken down by Shadow there. As he Shadow, actually, I should say. As he tries to get that.
They both escaped, so not much economy damage done there.
Very good round for the attackers.
A good second round, yes. Again, that fast rotate through to B, which left the defenders completely unaware. I think the defenders might be a bit overzealous on their rotates here this game. They keep falling all of their members straight over to B or A site, not leaving anyone to lurk around on site and keep an eye on those attacker rotates. But
I think
perhaps they'll adapt.
It worked so well for them in the first round. I think that was maybe what they were banking on, but
yeah,
I think now they will think about it a little bit more before they
didn't expect the fake. Yeah.
You see all the attackers in A. Someone in Hookah waiting, maybe going to push that rotate quickly. We'll have to see.
He's clearly got intel that they're not pushing it. He can't hear anything there. Sage here with a little bit of a nifty wall there, keeping an eye on A short. All of the attackers are stacking up in showers with just Sage looking behind in case they go through teleporter.
So
this could be a rather fast
it's a dangerous location. If you get a grenade in there and they're all in there, you could get some serious frags. But
well, Brimstone does have ult. If he gets in the right position, that could be a really expensive round for the attackers.
Chef Curry tries to get the pick on Warpig, but gets taken down himself. So Warpig not looking too great. So will heal himself up. Zeta finds the frag, so does Instinct on Mathis. Mathis did take down a defender. R6 manages to get on site, but Instinct takes down Siphon. Shadow gets the refrag. We've got one defender left now, trying to go for a frag, but does get spotted by that tripwire. Unfortunately, he is in the run it back, so it's not going to be a frag. See him.
Here we Cypher and Sage left. Sage with ult, so it could be a 1v3 if he's not careful.
The spike has gone down, and he manages to get one, but unfortunately, Shadow there just a bit too quick on the refrag, so he can't quite get that defuse.
That is again a straight push, aggressive push through showers with 5 members. It was a bit scrappy. The attackers almost lost that to some great deegs from the side, but again, claiming another round for themselves is never a bad thing.
I mean, they've managed to equalize now. They're on an even playing field with.
They've really turned around the
opponents.
economy as well. The defending side not got a huge amount of money to back them up. They've got enough abilities and guns this round, but could be a different story next one.
We'll see a very aggressive push into Hookah here with the Boombot. Will it find... Ooh, Crayon's getting flashed there, but they're not looking the right way as he takes down 2 of them. Amazing play there. Third comes around the corner, and he apparently glitches as he gets taken down. Instinct, however, finding the frag on R6 as he tries to enter sight. And the ult comes in from BrinkBoss, finding a kill.
That's a nice use of ult there.
One attacker left. And he gets wall-banged by Chef Curry for a very clean round for the defenders there.
Very clean around that. Good teleporter play from BrinkBoss. The attacker's getting absolutely destroyed by Crayons there in Hookah. That was a bad misplay not to check that left angle. Even though it was mollied, there's a little box there you can stand on. Won't get hit.
It's a very good angle to hold. I mean, it often doesn't work second or third time, but the first time you play it, if they don't check it, you can just tear them apart like he did.
He can't play that again. Yeah, little flower pot and table there he can stand on. If you don't check that spot, well, you'll get killed. You'll make sure you check it next time.
You only make the mistake once.
You only make the mistake once.
Ooh, BrinkBoss getting a pick through the smoke there.
It's a nice early pick for the...
Hunter's Fury tries to get a few more frags, but doesn't quite find anyone, unfortunately. And the attackers split up to instead take the spike to B, as they couldn't quite make that entry on A.
Keep redoing this strat, making early aggression A short, and then flexing over to Hookah. And I think the defenders have wised up, because they're not moving an inch. They've got 2 players on B site here. And Sova and Brimstone moving as well.
Ooh, Crayon's taking down his first victim of the round. Great frag there, as Mathis takes down BrinkBoss. Siphon, however, denying Crayons any more kills. And Chef Curry takes down Warpig.
It's a brilliant flash from Instinct there to grab 2 players.
Although Mathis is on 3 now, and the Sage is a little way off. He can get this spike down, but will he win the round?
Braze knows exactly where they are after hearing that res and know exactly where BrinkBoss died. 2v1 here. Could be very interesting for this stage.
Oh, Zeta with the amazing pick there to allow his team to defuse the bomb and go 5-3 up with a cheeky spray there while he's defusing.
There's some good rotations from the defending side there. They got their players over there, but they lost those individual angels with the attackers coming out of Hookah just winning a lot of those fights and bringing it down to what really shouldn't have been a 1v1, and then obviously the revives bring it 2v1. But yeah, brilliant play from the Sage there. That swing on window taking out the Raze there swiftly. We've got a couple of ults up for both teams. Brimstone on the attacking team could be getting his as well. Really nice zoning ability there. Shadow has his up. I believe, yes. Zeta obviously used his last round.
I think we're seeing a lot of very early bloodbaths once the attackers push onto site, which means it's quite difficult to come out on top. We'll see how they continue.
Again, a lot of pressure towards A here, but not actually doing anything, just holding positions. Got Brimstone looking behind, but it's not they're clearly not looking for a B play here.
Ooh, Chef Curry gets the pick as Mathis peak showers. Will he find the second? Warpig does find Zeta with the Marshal there. Great shot to get a 1 pick. So there's now just 2 defenders on site, but one has rotated over as Siphon takes out Chef Curry. The attacker's now a man up and starting to make their entry onto site.
Phoenix still isn't rotating from B. They're thinking they might be looking for the same strat they've tried.
BrinkBoss holding a great position with amazing trigger discipline. 3 headshots in a row there as
That
Instinct
was
gets the
brilliant
last.
from Brink, boss. That was just outstanding. Headshot after headshot. Brilliant play there from Brink.
And especially
That
if
kind
you
of
were
position. Great
if you
play.
were watching the minimap during that, he had vision on one of the attackers for quite a while there, but he wanted to wait until he was compromised and could get the most value out of his position.
The sneaky
was-
beaky play comes in clutch there with 3 excellent kills on what could have been a 4v2 on site.
That was amazing play from him there.
Yeah, we see Instinct on 12 kills in 9 rounds, which is quite a nice little KDA there. Plenty of money on either sides here, although
And we do
plenty of ults as well.
see the defenders, actually picking up a operator this round, so that could be quite interesting, as we haven't seen one so far.
Zeta sitting in A heaven with that. Not sure how useful that's going to be this round, as the attackers are looking for a B split here with the Spike potentially going hookah. Phoenix and Raze looking to take on this Phoenix on the left here in B site.
Great grenade there from Raze. Unfortunately, won't find its target. As the attackers
with a
push
swift
fully
push.
on. Find Crayon. It's not going to be hiding for any longer, but Instinct is in fact hiding between a smoke and a Molotov. Very dangerous position. Oh, and he will find Warpig.
Prepare for hellfire.
And he will find the kill on site. And Brink Boss will get R6 with the ultimate. Shadow takes down Instinct, but Zeta takes down another attacker. It is now just down to Shadow, but Chef Curry finds him. And that's a short round for the attackers there once the spike went down.
They're not checking Instinct, and he keeps getting frags.
Lots of angles they're not checking when they're pushing around these sites.
Yeah, Warpig pushed onto site there through that smoke, not expecting Instinct to be in that little left cubby there, and Instinct gets free kill off that, helping the defenders there with secure their push there. The aggression from the T's is almost working out, but they're just not checking a couple of those key spots, which lose them 2 or 3 members, and the retake is much easier for it. You see them leaving the spike in spawn.
Yeah, I mean,
Absolute
not the
classic.
best play, but
Not the best
it
play, but-
happens.
They've got time. It's nice that preparation phase in this game does give you a little bit of time to correct those minor mistakes, such as leaving the spike in spawn. Again, looking like a split B here. Different people in different places. But we've still got all the 3 defenders on A. Brimstone very ready to go through that teleporter here.
Warpig now
progress.
definitely checking that left angle. Instinct trying to take advantage of that. Can't quite find the frag. As one does teleport through, getting 2 headshots. Amazing play from Brink Boss there, but he does get refragged. Crayons can't quite find a frag as 2 attackers get kills in a row. The Marshal there being put to good work, holding Crayons in a corner. R6 not quite checking all the angles and getting taken down as Crayons finds his second on Mathis.
Again, they just didn't check the angles.
Zeta
Crayons
with
was
the
sitting in
operator
that-
there.
Zeta doing work, but they just didn't check that angle. We had Crayons there sitting in the cubby, which they haven't checked 2 or 3 times now. I feel like these pushes would be a lot better if they just checked 2 more angles on site. But the aggression, they take the site, but there's still defenders left on it somehow. So we've got no ults left on the defending side here, but
Almost 4 on the attackers there.
almost 4. Yeah, Mathis the only one who's not going to be able to get his ult out this round. But
Crayons returning to his spot to try and get more kills with it.
well, after they've checked it a couple of times, maybe they'll forget. He's not a huge amount. Looking like a split A here. Couple going towards showers. 3 defenders on A. This seems to be their default here. We've got Sage still with that operator in heaven. Could be really deadly on this A short push. Showers slowly being cleared out by the Cypher and the Raze here. Looking like Phoenix and the attackers are going to get some real pressure on towards this site. Hopefully they check that Brimstone corner and are ready for that operator in heaven.
Oh, as Mathis gets him with a grenade, that is a great play. And Siphon finds Brink Boss hiding in that corner again, not falling for that one a second time. As
That's a
R6
big
takes
pick.
down Chef Curry, and Mathis gets the second kill on Instinct for the
I
round.
know
That is spiked
exactly
down and
where you
5 attackers left stood, with an operator looking right where Crayons is going to come from. Will the flash be enough?
Prepare for hellfire.
That was brilliant
ult
play
there.
from the attackers there.
Joke's
The ult
over.
there blocking
You're
him off
dead.
as two of the attackers watching Showers. And Shadow gets the kill. and gives the attackers a flawless victory as we go into the second half.
That was a brilliant round from the attackers. They checked every angle they needed to. They used a lot of great utility there to take that site. That was yeah, a good fourth round for them. But now they're the defending team. I guess we'll see how well they can perform against the opposition now that they're on the defensive.
I mean, I think a lot of maps in this game are quite defender-sided. So going 8-4 in the first half when you're on attack isn't too bad.
Not bad, no.
But you've just got to make sure you don't let the your opponents do the same sort of thing. To you.
Don't let the game run away with them. You know, the defending side is a much greater advantage, I would say, in this game, with the utility being so strong for zoning and air denial that you can really keep people off the site for an extended period of time.
And we see Shadow going for an aggressive push here, but Zeta will take him down with a lovely headshot. Won't be enough to stop this B push, as R6 is now alone on site. Though a defender does come through the telly. He finds the pick on Zeta. Great play there, but has to reposition. Though won't quite find Crayons. Instinct also takes down Warpig, who teleported. Just 2 defenders left now, rotating onto site. But will it be enough to get the retake once the spike goes down?
And looking like a 4v2. This is going to be a hard round for Team Mathis here. Ray's the only one on full HP. Brimstone very, very low.
Does take down Chef Curry though. And Crayons peeks the corner perfectly to find him, but Siphon takes down Instinct. Just a 1v2 for Siphon here. Don't know how it's going to go, but he is going to try and push. This is only the pistol round after all.
They've got a nice crossfire on him, and he goes down. Yeah, that's a difficult retake there when they know his position. Both holding a crossfire onto his onto Hooker there. Very difficult for him to play around that.
Unfortunately, once that spike is down, he doesn't have enough time to run all the way around to long. So his only options were backing off and saving the ghost or going for the attack. And I think he can spare 500 credits to try and win the round.
Yeah, exactly. We're seeing a martial out from Warpig here, and also Shotty on Mathis. This is an interesting combo for a second round.
Especially for a team that lost the first round of this half. To go in with Spectres and a shotgun, I suppose they're just trying to force a round win for themselves.
Well, Zeta's bringing in the big guns here.
With the Ares, does find the frag on Warpig, trying to wallbang. And Mathis there, finding
also
2
shots
frags amazingly quickly. As the attackers now looking in a bit of a worse position, but the spike does manage to go down. As R6 uses that Spectre to take down the Ares player. No more trouble from that. They have control of the site, but they can't quite defuse it. Brinkboss finds a frag on Siphon. Lots of people go down. It's now a 1v1 for Instinct. Will he find it? Gets boosted up by his opponent there.
But misses the shot.
If he falls down here, he will lose the round.
That's brilliant from Instinct there. Wow, that Sage Wall was more of a help than a hindrance.
Yeah, really helped him out to get him above that box.
Making that 10-4. Team Zeta with a commanding lead here. 6 rounds over Team Mathis.
That's got to feel bad for the defenders there. They really tried to force a buy, but it just didn't pay off for them.
Well, that auto shotgun almost gave them the round. Mathis with 2 quick kills into showers was almost looked like the round was going their way, but then, you know, Instinct brings it back with some brilliant individual play and some great picks from the rest of his teammates there.
I just think I wouldn't force the buy like that, but I suppose that's what they've chosen to do. Is Zeta gets a great shot on Mathis at the start of round 15.
Yeah, a force buy like that is very risky, but they are in relatively dire straits being so far behind. They're looking to make some momentum and give themselves some more rounds here.
Brinkboss here, really heavily concussed, but won't get taken down. So he does just spray the doorway, and 2 attackers back him up. Warpig there, getting a kill on Crayons, but Instinct flicking onto Siege and finding the wall bang on Warpig, but Siphon is doing work to take down the attackers on short.
Instinct demonstrating some great crosshair placement, some real good aim here, taking out multiple players with one-click headshots, and
as he does get his 4th for the round.
Brilliant play from Instinct there. He's really doing well on this map, on this team.
Yeah, I've played with him a few times. Because I know him personally, and he is one to watch whenever you're playing.
Yeah, this man on 22 frags, top of the server, with 8 more kills than Mathis, who is top on the defending side here. Making it 11-4. Now, if Mathis's team doesn't start doing something real quick, they're going to find themselves out of this game. But they've got an operator on Warpig. Maybe he can make something really spicy happen on A short.
We'll have to see if he can get those cheeky flicks. As the attackers are going for B anyway, so it won't matter this round.
Looking like a B split here. They've left the spike behind, which is a bit of a strange play, but a lot of pressure onto these 3 men on B site here.
As I believe Window's just been walled off, R6 holding position even though he got flashed, waiting for the opportune time to get some kills. As he does find one, but can't find the second on Brink Boss. Unfortunate there, but Mathis's grenade will refrag him.
Chef on 6 HP from that Raze ult there. Dangerously close to death.
Oh, Shadow there, trying to get a kill, but does get refragged. It's 2 on 2 now. The operator not finding its target, but Siphon does take down Instinct anyway. Just one attacker left, who does not have the spike and is trapped in a corner.
Warpig could use his abilities to heal himself here. Yeah, that's correctly grabbing some extra HP from his abilities there.
He's trapped in this little corner there, and he just can't escape without either of the defenders finding him. As Siphon does indeed get the headshot to win the round for the defenders.
Chef goes down. That's I think the first defenders round this half.
Yeah, it is indeed.
Good combo there in that 1v2, but that rotation was probably what won the round for them. They got that raise from A site back to B in relatively quick fashion, and the attackers were facing a lot more than they expected, leaving the spike quite well away behind as well, unfortunately for them.
I think often it's a play to just sort of throw the defenders off, but I don't think it really worked in their favor there.
No. Looking like a full rush A short here. This is going to be an interesting round.
There's all the utility being used there.
Warpig falls off, missing the shot there.
Although we could see Raze going for a very early Frank. Warpig still not finding his targets, but does eventually on Chef Curry. As the ult comes in, doesn't quite hit him, but only just. Raze's grenade coming in here. Great grenade there.
Brilliant triple kill.
Great there from Siphon. 4 kills in a row. Mathis just there too late to help out, and this will be a defuse for the defenders. Siphon putting in absolute work there.
Picking up his entire team and carrying them towards the end of the round there with 4 brilliant kills. That was great play from him. Again, both of these Brimstone players are really contending for top spot of this match because their aim is insane this game. They've been really making great individual plays. The utility usage was so strong on that A short push from the attacker's side, but they really didn't get much of a foothold on site. They just got picked apart by Siphon.
I was too busy paying attention to Mathis's play, and suddenly Siphon was just mowing them down.
Mathis rocketing over like he's playing Team Fortress 2 and trying to auto-shot the guy hiding in Cubby, but doesn't get the kill.
See a very split push from the attackers here.
Attackers looking like they're playing a default here, holding, waiting for picks, not really contesting anything, just looking to see if the defenders get a bit aggressive after their couple of rounds they've just won there.
But Warpig holding a very nice angle there. If any attacker tries to go showers, he is going to be able to try and get a shot off on them. As the spike is being pushed up hooker solo. This could be dangerous for the attackers, but the teleport does come through to support him.
Destroyed.
And R6 is in the wrong spot. They had 4 men on A, and all of the attackers are coming up. But Sage walls off. This could be the delay that they need. All of the attackers are stuck up B, waiting to push on site.
He does get the headshot, but doesn't quite avoid the stun there. Crayon's pushing very aggressively, finding the kill on Mathis, but R6 getting his second of the round. 2 more attackers finding kills on Zeta, getting that res to be back on 4 people. It's going to be a very difficult retake here for the defenders.
Looking like a bit of a difficult situation. 2 versus 4, 1
Chef
versus
Curry.
4. Team Mathis in dire straits here, 12-6. Looks like Zeta's team match point. They could really take this game here.
Great play from the attackers there to
Brilliant
hold the site.
Yeah, being very aggressive from Crayons on elbow there. But once they got the information about where one of those last 2 players was, they just held on site, waited for the push, and took them down, giving them a relatively easy site hold there. We see buy on both teams, operators on both teams, ults, couple of them on both teams. I think Mathis' team is going to have to go all out this round to try and hold these sites against potential game losing scenario here.
Warpig again trying to go for an aggressive push with that operator, but peels back to cover short. The attacker's just waiting in the
All
back.
5
to do the
attackers.
Same thing.
They're all waiting. They're just waiting. Phoenix falls off, goes heaven. Teleports to play. They could be expecting the same thing from last round, where the attackers pulled off a very similar strat. But we're
Zeta
going
does
B.
find Shadow after the teleport. Great use there.
Dead.
Secure a frag and maybe secure B site for the rest of his team to locate and rotate over. Warpig, however, does find the frag on Chef Curry, but Instinct counter snipes in there as Mathis gets the kill on Crayons. Lots of people go down very quickly, and it's now down to a 2-on-2.
Breach is alone on site, and Cypher and Brimstone are closing in. Sage is nowhere near.
Out of here.
Siphon there with a great, well, not really a flank, but just running around the boxes. And so the defuse is going to go in. Zeta is going to try and stop it. He will find the frag on R6, but I still think the defuse is just going to go off. And they are going to, in fact, win the round and stay in the
Out
game.
of charges.
Team Mathis taking that round in a very, very close 2v1 there. I think the Sage could have actually wallbanged him if she'd shot through that box. I believe it is very, very spammable, but doesn't decide to do that, and yeah, 12.
What I thought was great play from Zeta at the start of the round to teleport and get the frag on Shadow actually turned out to be the downfall of the
He
team.
baited a rotate from the Raze from B to go CT, but they executed on B a little bit early, so the Raze actually was close enough to just turn around and come straight back before the attackers get on site there, which was probably a bit of a timing issue for Team Zeta there.
Going for a much more aggressive playstyle this time, but they are going to be walled off, though not completely. Instinct trying to find those frags onto site, but can't quite as Crayons finishes it off for him. The Hunter's Fury coming in, not finding any frags, but R6 will in fact find the refrag on Instinct. As Crayons needs to heal up a bit in window here. As Warpig takes down Zeta with the Marshall. Great headshot there. Just 3 attackers left, 4 defenders.
The defenders have completely surrounded the attackers here.
Warpig there using the frenzy, but not quite finding the second frag as Chef does take down Mathis, just 2-on-2 now. Siphon, who's been stuck in the teleporter room for quite a while, finally finding his way onto site, but doesn't find the frag on Brink Boss. The headshot comes in. Warpig will get his third for get Chef Curry, and gets the 4th on Brink Boss to win the round for the defenders. Great play there.
Warpig with a great 1v2 there. That was really good play from the defenders. They had the attackers completely surrounded and one man up. That was quite a nice retake from them, getting Brimstone through the teleporter, breaking the Sage wall and out onto behind them on B. Unfortunate that Siphon didn't hit the shot on Brink Boss planting there, but the Warpig managed to put it back in that little 1v2 at the end there.
Warpig has in fact kept them in the game once again, and they're just 4 rounds off, pushing this into overtime.
Yeah, 12-8. They've started to bring it back here. If they can get a couple more rounds here, well, they'd have to win 4 in a row to contend this game, but maybe they can do it. They've got some good players coming out the last few rounds. Maybe they can keep them going.
Warpig again with that operator, missing a lot, but also hitting quite a few crucial shots, so we'll have to see how it plays out. So we see a split push, possibly going for the teleporter on short as they have previously.
Yeah, looking towards a split B here with Spike coming towards here, showing that it's definitely what they're attempting here. 2 on B site again, no bait out of.
Shadow again trying to push aggressively, but it doesn't pay off as Crayons finds the headshot. Almost died in the process though.
Raze is rotating, but it's going to be a slow one.
Oh, he doesn't react quickly enough to the ult, but does manage to escape it. But Brink Boss still finds the frag. Mathis now trying to hold down D-side spawn. Can't quite find anyone through the smoke and will rotate to elbow.
This is going to be a really tough retake for the defenders here. 2 versus 5. No
Brink
ults
Boss
to show
getting
for.
another kill. The recon bolt comes in, almost revealing one of them. Mathis going to go for a quick play here, but doesn't quite make it first time and gets taken down almost immediately, as does Siphon, and that is a win.
Team Zeta win
Team Zeta.
13-8. That is, they played really, really well. They gave Team Mathis a couple of rounds that they probably didn't need to, but they were clearly the superior team in that game. That was excellent play from them. Yeah, Instinct and Brink Boss, really some great individual players for them. Both of them were
50
brilliant.
kills between them.
50 kills between them. That is a strong performance from the blue side there. Both of them demonstrated excellent crosshair placement and control in that in those firefights there. Good econ ratings as well. Really putting out some big damage those rounds.
Mm.
Yeah. Very,
And
very interesting game. I almost thought Matthis' team would be bringing it back, but no, Instinct and Brink Boss shut it down in the last round, took that round for themselves in a very, very hard retake for the, yeah.
And we are, in fact, now joined by Instinct for a little post-match interview. How are you feeling after that game?
Pretty good, yeah. Was not that hard, to be honest.
Well, you towards the end there, you looked a little bit unsure as Maths' team took 4 rounds out of 5 in that second half of the second half to you. You managed to take that with a brilliant take on B side at the end there, but those middle rounds of that second half, they managed to get quite a few, which was surprising considering how well you performed the first half.
Yeah, there was kind of like a struggle because attacking when you didn't figure out the teams yet is kind of hard, and also the map is pretty CT sided. I like defender sided, so the attacks you're doing are like pretty hard for the beginning, but afterwards worked out pretty well when we got our ultimates and all.
Yeah, we thought the opposition's main weakness during their attacker rounds was that they just never checked where you guys were hiding, because you guys were on site and there was multiple times where you or the Brimstone on your team would just take 2 or 3 of them down because they just didn't check your angle, which was always quite impressive.
They were not really taking the sides because they were only like putting 2 smokes down between the sides, so the side was cut off, and therefore it was pretty easy to hide and then just get easy like 2 frags.
Yeah.
So what was your sort of thought process going into the second half when you had to attack to sort of avoid the same fate as your opponents?
Well, we were just a bit more patient, but also a lot more aggressive, using our utility pretty well, since I play Breach. And like Breach makes it able to like push sides way easier with his ability, especially. As you might have seen with the flashes and the...
We saw some good flashes. Yeah, there were some really strong flashes there. 2 or 3 kills coming out from just one ability, which is always nice to see.
Yeah, exactly. Just makes everything way easier taking sides and all. And especially like checking these sneaky corners. Or like cuttings.
Well, thank you very much for coming to talk to us.
No problem.
And we are going to go to a short intermission now before our second match of tonight. So we will be right back.
Right back with you.